Tuned into Bradford, this is BCB 106.6.
Hi, my name is Hedger and welcome to Movie Madness. Today I'm here with Finn and we're going to talk about the new trailer from SpiderMan Far From Home.
Yeah, was released yesterday.
So, what did you think about the trailer, Finn?
It was interesting after seeing Endgame because it sort of shows the direction that Marvel are taking the universe. I don't know, who was the villain in it?
Mysterio. Yeah, he's a comic book villain and he's notoriously known, like everybody's saying that he's a liar and he's a con man. So like all of these powers he has, he used to be a technician and he's like using Chitauri, I think, tech, and they're not actually powers, they're just special effects and projections. Well, that's in the comics anyway. So I don't know. I'd
say because in the trailer you do see him like appear out of some dust, I think it is, or some water. Yeah. Because there's that giant tornado of water in Venice.
Yeah.
So is that all projection?
Maybe. We don't know. Because they might take a different angle in this movie. But if it was a comic book one, he would definitely be all lies. And that's why people are saying when he actually said that he's from a different Earth, that he might not be. He's just from this Earth.
Oh, really? I'd say because I can see him being a liar because in the trailer, he's introduced to Spider-Man through Nick Fury as an accomplice, almost.
Yeah, so if Nick Fury trusts him, we should trust him in it.
Yeah.
But we don't know because there's been no shield for such a long time since Winter Soldier and it's just come back. And I think the snap did really tear a hole into the universe. So there will be a multiverse, but I don't think he's from the multiverse.
But I'd say the multiverse is proven when, I can't remember who it is, he's talking to one of Doctor Strange's friends in Endgame.
Oh, the ancient one on Hulk?
Yeah, Hulk, that's it. Because they're showing how the paths like divide if something goes astray.
Yeah, and it shows that you can go from path to path because Captain America does.
Yeah.
He goes from his own path where he had with Peggy Carter and he goes back to the regular path when he gives the shield to Falcon.
Yeah.
So people can do that. But I think Mysterio will be somebody will just be like pulling the strings behind him and there'll be like a bigger villain and that'll be teased at the end and that'll be the third Spider-Man and the big finale.
So you think there's going to be a third Spider? Is there a confirmed trilogy then?
I don't think it's confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Do you think they're going to take it like a phased approach like they did to Thanos? You know how they introduced him in some final credit scenes. Do you reckon this is going to, whoever's pulling the strings behind him will be like the ultimate villain for, and the second?
I'm not sure. Maybe, but I think they want to have like Captain America 1, 2, and 3, Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. They want to have like 3 movies with a through line going through, and then the bigger stuff. It could be in Spider-Man, but Thanos was first introduced in the first Avengers. Yeah. So I think the big villain for the next Avengers will be introduced in the next Avengers movie, maybe.
Okay.
That's why I think. I don't know, but maybe you're right. But yeah,
I suppose it is a little bit early to be introducing someone new.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just the next movie after. But they might be introducing like stuff like Fantastic Four and everything.
Oh yeah, because they bought Fox.
Yeah, and they say in Endgame, Hulk says the snap caused the biggest. No, it wasn't Hulk. Rocket Raccoon. He says the snap caused the biggest energy surge across the planets right at the beginning, and then Hulk says that the energy that the Infinity Gauntlet gives out is gamma radiation, which made him turn into the Hulk. So they're saying that because of the snap and the big radiation, that's what's gonna make the X-Men be able to come in the next ones and the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Because of mutation and stuff.
Yeah.
So that could be possible. Yeah. Or they could come through a different multiverse. Or they might be able to do like how they approach Into the Spider-Verse. They might do something like that. But I've got a feeling they're gonna do something that's Sinister Six. You might not know what that is.
No, I'm not too clued up on the old Spider-Man stuff.
Because before Spider-Man Homecoming, there was the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, the movies, and their big aim was to have the Sinister Six. It's kind of like Avengers, like they'll have one villain and then the next villain and then like a big team up at the end. And the team was like the Green Goblin, Vulture, Rhino, and like 3 other ones like Venom and Sandman and stuff like that. But that was like the big like Spider-Man versus 6 of his biggest villains.
Kind of the Avengers of Spider-Man.
Yeah, but the bad guys Avengers. And that's what they were aiming for previously with Sony. And because Spider-Man's still partly owned by Sony, I think they might still have that goal with the Sinister Six. Because they still wanted the Sinister Six movie to happen. And this is a way they could do it with the multiverse.
I suppose they are kind of introducing it because how they did the Venom film as well.
Yeah, and with the multiverse, they could put Tom Holland into the Venom movie, which I think they're trying to do. because that's what will make Venom go to the top, then, innit?
Yeah.
Tom Holland's in it.
I'd say they did seem to make it very obvious about the multiverse in the trailer.
Yeah.
That was quite brought upon.
Yeah, and I think if it was actually true that the multiverse is real, they wouldn't have revealed it in the trailer.
No.
And it's like stuff like he tells Mary Jane, and she knows he's Spider-Man. That could be a different MJ, I think, from a different universe. People are saying that the black Spider-Man that they're showing in the trailer, that's a different Spider-Man.
But also, couldn't that be a projection that what's his name?
Yeah, he could be. I don't know, man. He could be messing with his head because he gets close to him, so I'm guessing that he's gonna betray him somehow, and that could be a way he betrays him because he's talking to him at a bar, so he knows. Oh yeah, he wants to talk to this girl and stuff.
Yeah.
So that could be a way of him trying to find out who Spider-Man. Oh no, he will know who Spider-Man's identity is because when he's talking to him, his mask's off. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Mysterio's gonna use Spider-Man, like manipulate him.
Yeah.
So like in the scene in MJ, that's probably not the real MJ.
Maybe, yeah. We don't know because they showed so much anyway in the trailer, which they usually don't do. But then again, it is Sony, and Sony always puts everything out in the trailer.
Yeah.
But they didn't put out the end fight or nothing like that.
No, that's pretty good.
Because if he can do projections like that big sand guy and that big water guy, he could definitely do a Mary Jane.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. So what were your overall impressions on the trailer?
I'm excited for it. Can't wait to see it. It's as we said in one of the last podcasts and shows, I'm not overall excited for where Marvel's going to take it now.
Yeah.
After Endgame, but sticking with this current Spider-Man, I am still interested.
Yeah, I'm still interested in Spider-Man too, especially because this one's like one of the best interpretations we've got, like ever.
And they come to Britain, so
yeah, and they come to Britain, and everything is great about it. So yeah, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna listen to Sunflower, and then we're gonna talk about movie sequels, and that'll be our topic for this podcast. So I hope you enjoy this song. And we're back. So, as I mentioned before, now we're gonna discuss movie sequels, and we're gonna talk about which ones we loved, which ones we hated, which ones had too much hype and didn't live up to it, things like that. So when I talk about sequels, what's the first thing that comes in your mind?
For me, in recent memory, it's probably Deadpool 2 over the first Deadpool.
Yeah, that had a much wider scope, did it not? So you like that more?
Yeah, I mean, for me, Deadpool 2 was much better because they didn't have to spend loads of time developing the characters in the first place, because it was the first Deadpool film. It spent a hell of a lot of time developing character, and it was not boring. It was still a good film, but I feel like in the second one you get a lot more.
Yeah, it's more
interesting scenes in it.
I know what you mean. It's more action.
Yeah.
And everything just straight to the point. It's like Infinity War and Endgame. I keep referring to that movie, but
keep on going back to superhero films. It's our speciality.
Yeah. So I think my favourite sequel of all time is a cross between like The Dark Knight, The Winter Soldier, and like Back to the Future 2. They're like my top 3 of all time. Because Back to the Future 2 does something that most sequels do, like the ones that do. The thing that sequels do best is like when it's a good sequel, it'll make the first movie even better.
Yeah.
So in Back to the Future 2, they would the main characters would go back to Back to the Future 1, and you'd see scenes from different perspectives, just like Endgame, but it's like more in depth. So that's what I liked about number 2. Like it's just cool.
So it adds more material to the first one.
Yeah. So you'll see a scene in the first one.
More.
Yeah, and things will happen in the first one, and they'll tell you why it happened because they went back in time and this. So when you watch the first one, it all makes sense in the end. And I think they shot Back to the Future 2 and 3 at the same time. But I didn't like 3 as much. But that was like set in the Old West. The Winter Soldier I like because it's the same kind of thing. Like it makes Captain America 1 better.
Yeah. And it was the first Russo brothers film.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah. But it was just that was just like great, like action packed, and we, like you said about Deadpool and Deadpool 2, Captain America developed a character. The Winter Soldier just gets straight into the action.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, those were the 2 good ones, and also mentioned The Dark Knight. And I just like that because that was like, it made Batman Begins like made the world, and then in The Dark Knight they just put like this. It was like really mature, like, because if you watch Batman Begins, you could still see that kind of as like a teenager's movie. But The Dark Knight, even though it's a superhero movie, it explored like really mature themes. And it's filmed, and like the dialogue and everything is all like an adult movie, like it's like really mature.
Yeah.
And the themes and everything, like I really like that. So yeah, what's the worst sequel you think of all time? Son of the Mask. Have you seen that?
I've not seen The Mask. I don't like Jim Carrey. It's not seen either of them. Why do you not like that?
Well, Son of the Mask is horrible. It's like there was a mask with Jim Carrey, and the only reason that movie would work is because Jim Carrey can pull all these faces. And then Son of the Mask is like some completely different, like, C-list actor. And he just like, I found the mask that Jim Carrey had and he puts it on, and it's just terrible. It, like, just copies the whole plot.
Yeah.
So I hate that. There's like Dumb and Dumberer. And that's like, it's like Dumb and Dumber, it's like Dumb and Dumberer, and it's like, it's without Jim Carrey or Jeff, I forgot his name. You know him?
No.
Well, it's without the main actors from them, and they've got C-list actors again, and like C-list child actors, and it's the Dumb and Dumber guys when they were kids.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Yeah, I suppose some of the worst sequels for me is the third Home Alone film and beyond.
Home Alone 5 was alright. Have you seen Home Alone 5?
I haven't seen Home Alone 5, but I've seen 3 and 4. And they're so terrible as soon as they get rid of Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin. Like,
he makes it.
Yeah, because, he does.
It's just, I remember, I think I was watching the third one like years ago when I was a child.
Yeah.
At a family's house. And I was sat there thinking, this is terrible. This is god-awful. Yeah,
because obviously, like, you have Home Alone 1 and 2 fresh off your head. And that's like... I think there's more heart in those movies. And they're both directed by Chris Columbus, I think.
Yeah.
And he made Harry Potter as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is
also another big sequel. But he made the first
Harry Potter,
which is honestly one of my least favourite.
You don't like the first one? I like the first one.
I don't know, for me, I mean, obviously, that is like the family Christmas movie. And obviously, later on, it lightly dips into some more mature themes, but obviously you're not going to get there with a 12 rating.
Yeah.
But I just prefer the darker tones of the later ones.
Yeah. I think when Harry Potter's a kid in the movies, I really enjoyed like the set design and like when they go to like the shops.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I really like those scenes. And when he becomes an adult, you get less of those. And it's just more like serious, which you probably liked.
Yeah.
That's what you liked about it. But I think the seriousness does have a payoff though. Like it really like pays off in Deathly Hallows, and you get to explore the characters more. But with the light tone of the first ones, I think they're just enjoyable in their own way.
They're enjoyable, but I just don't find them as interesting. Like I don't find them as engaging. It's just something to have on the TV.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm actually more invested in a later one, say like Deathly Hallows 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Mainly 2, but.
Yeah, number 1 was like that could have been one movie really.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time they did that, didn't they? Like,
that's the first split book. I mean, I've never read any of the books.
Was The Hobbit come out before that?
Oh no, I was on about in terms of Harry Potter.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm not sure when Harry Potter Hallows. I want to say
2011, 2012.
Yeah, because The Hobbit was 2012, 13 and 14, which didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing. On sequels,
they
didn't need to be for The Hobbit. That could have been one. Because if you look at the side, like, there's 3 Lord of the Rings films, which is fine, because there's 3 books and they're fairly big, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at the size of the Hobbit book, which is, like, smaller than one of the Lord of the Rings books, and they managed to stretch that out into 3 films. No.
And is it made by the same guy?
Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson, yeah.
Is it Peter Jackson?
Yeah.
It's made by him, and that was like, I think even people were saying at the time that it seemed like a cash grab.
Oh, hugely.
Because, and I feel like it, like for themselves, it took it apart for themselves, didn't it? Like, because if it was all one movie, and it would have been loads of material in one movie, and that would have been a lot more entertaining than all 3 put together.
Exactly. Because it's just so much walking.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, some of the shots are beautiful of the vistas of New Zealand. Well, Middle Earth. Yeah. But, you know, it's beautiful, but you can't fill 3 films up with it.
Exactly. And they shouldn't have done that. And, like, yeah, it would have been so good if it was a movie and, like, the third act was, like, Benedict Cumberbatch as the dragon. The first act was the first movie. Like, they had the first, second and third act in one movie.
I mean, maybe even 2 films. Like, I think they could have just about stretched it to 2 films.
Yeah, I know it would have still been, like, really entertaining.
With it being engaging, but like, that 3 film, and it's not like they're 1.5 hour long films, you know.
Yeah,
they are like upwards to 3 hours. Some of them.
And nobody ever like you can't compare The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings.
No.
At all in it. Like they're two separate like standards of film.
Mm.
So yeah, do you have any last thoughts on like this topic?
What, on sequels?
On horrible sequels.
Horrible sequels. Oh, I can't think of any other off the top of my head. There will be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll discuss this more after this break, but so yeah, we're gonna listen to Way Up by Jaden Smith, and then we'll be back. So yeah, and we're back. So what did you think of that song?
I liked it. Who is it?
Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith, is it?
Yeah.
I suppose I don't really like his stuff. Is that off the SpiderMan soundtrack?
Yeah. I think they probably told him to have a certain standard.
Yeah, I'd say that is much better than previously thought of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's quite big now, isn't he?
Well,
he played Coachella this year.
did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that though.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
so we were talking about movie sequels, and we were talking about Lord of the Rings versus The Hobbit.
Yeah.
So, do you have any more thoughts on that?
Any more thoughts on that in specifically, or
just generally like what we were talking about?
Oh, just in movie sequels?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of bad movie sequels, I think we've kind of covered it.
Yeah.
But good movie sequels...
Well, Lord of the Rings, they're good ones, isn't it?
Lord of the Rings. I mean, yeah, like sequels of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What would you say is your favourite Lord of the Rings film?
I don't know, because I watched them like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I like the third one a lot.
Same.
Because that's the one where it's like all the climax.
I would say the third one for me, at least.
Yeah, and the first one's really good because it's just like really good introducing everyone, and like it's just really like, I don't know, it's really heartwarming. It really like immerses you into the world.
Yeah.
I don't know how it does it. Like that does it like no other movie. Like when you watch that movie, like when Gandalf comes with the fireworks and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it has got to do with the music, I've got to say.
Yeah.
I'd say, the music in Lord of the Rings is amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I noticed it, but I think that's...
Do you know? I don't know, it just drags you in.
Yeah. So, yeah. So what's another good sequel, do you think?
Good sequel? Ooh.
One that people always talk about is Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Empire Strikes Back.
I'm going to say something controversial here. I've never seen any of the original Star Wars.
Ever?
I've not seen the original trilogy. I've not seen Phantom Menace through to whichever the third one was.
Have you seen any of the new ones?
I saw the first one, episode 7? The Force Awakens, yeah. I saw that.
And that was your introduction, basically.
And that was my introduction. And it was a good film, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. Like, just going in without knowing anything of the Star Wars universe, I enjoyed that film.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really excited for
you
the next film.
And you see all the rest of these.
No, I saw it. I was like, yeah, that were a good film. But I'm happy now. I was content.
I don't... When I was... I think it was year 11 or year 10. I heard about, like, oh, they're going to start making new Star Wars movies. Let me start watching the old ones. And everybody was saying that don't watch the original movies are not the original movies when you watch them.
Oh, because they've been remastered.
And the actual like original movie you can't even watch.
Is
like,
there nowhere?
Nowhere legally. There was a way I found a way to watch it, but it was like really hard to find like on the internet. But like
I would have thought it'd be like hidden VHS tapes somewhere like in the back of a charity shop.
Mm-hmm. Like people would get like a VHS tape and like I think they'd like
sell it for
or like record it and put it online.
Yeah.
But then I saw the original one, and I think later on I started watching I just downloaded the episode 4 again. Episode 4 was episode 1 in it before.
Yeah, that was the first Star Wars.
Yeah, and then I watched it again and I wasn't into it at all. But when I watched the original version, I was, and I still don't know what the difference was.
Actually, tell a lie, because I've seen part of the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I think I've seen parts of that too.
It was years ago. I was at home ill. This was primary school, so like years ago, and I fell asleep in it. It was that boring.
Yeah, it was all scenes of like big like senators and courts just discussing stuff.
I just remember some pods like racing through the desert. I mean, that was pretty fun, but
it had an interesting concept because they were gonna show the growth of Darth Vader, like him from a kid to what he became, but it just became something else, like politics and stuff.
Yeah, I mean I've not heard much, but from our tutor who's quite into Star Wars, I've heard quite a bit in terms of like the character design of Jar Jar Binks and some of the CGI in it
It's kind of like George Lucas was just taking the piss in it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what it was, but then he did get bought by Disney. So he still made loads of money off of it.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, the reason why I would say Empire Strikes Back was a really good sequel was because I think it was one of the first times it ends when the heroes end on a downer. They're all lost. Like Luke loses his hand.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's basically won. Like the mission was lost, and then the movie just ends. And then the third one is just like, yeah, they come back and then they sort everything out. But yeah, that's one of the greatest sequels, I think.
Oh yeah, another good sequel. Just remembered, Shrek 2.
That's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's underrated.
Yeah, in terms of sequels, I mean, Shrek is a kids' film, but
yeah.
It's a good kids' film. What can I say? I grew up with it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, you can still watch it though.
I could still watch Shrek now if I wanted to.
It's really rewatchable, that movie. Even though there's no swear words in it, even though we're at this age. We'll watch a movie like Deadpool, but you can still enjoy like Shrek.
Yeah. I mean, it's the comedy in it because it's not just obviously it's tailored toward kids, but they're always dropping like subtle jokes and references in for everyone.
And the writing is so good that people from all ages can really enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just crazy like how they made that movie.
Well, I'd say for some reason for me, Shrek 2 is the film that I remember out of Shrek 1 and 2.
Which one is Shrek 2? What happens in it?
Shrek 2 is where they go to far, far away.
The one where Cinderella would be like in Hollywood.
Yeah. It's like Hollywood, but far, far away. And this. I said I don't want to spoil it, but it's been years.
Yeah, I remember now the one where she gets locked up and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was our talk on movie sequels. So yeah, do you have any final thoughts on movie sequels?
Final thoughts. A sequel. The thing about movie sequels is they can be great.
Yeah.
It's just the soul has to be in them because a lot of the times they're just there for the money. You know, they've got success with the first film. It's like, oh, people like this. They're surely going to like more. Yeah. But then there's no heart put into the film. There's no actual emotion. It just comes off really dead.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, like literally you have to put your heart into it. And if it's only for money, then it's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a film at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just a really easy way for studios to get money though. So that's just the I don't know the word for it, why they always still come back to doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was today's episode of Movie Madness. I hope you liked today's episode. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.